What's good, gamers? This is your boy Stonky Kong 64 and we're back with another video. Today's video is part 2 of the competitive Necrobloom build, Dredge and Drive. Now, the first video, you guys seem to really like it. A lot of you wanted the deck list on Moxfield and I didn't have it at the time, but I am happy to announce the deck is on Moxfield and the deck list link is in the bio. Now, since I had a month or so to go over and play the deck, it went through a couple changes from the very first video. So if you want to see how I very first built it, the link to the original video will be in the bio. And the Moxfield will be in that bio as well with that video. So I recommend checking it out. See the basis of how I built it. Because this video isn't going to be talking about how I built it. It's going to be talking about what I've learned and the changes I made and why I made the changes. So let's get right on into it.
Sitting in my room thinking, is it almost over? Will I die young or...
Now, since I had a month or so to actually play the deck, I'm gonna go over the things that I've learned. Now, it's won 1 or 2 games in my play group. It could have won more, but some can say my play group are a bit of assholes. Pardon my French. You know I love them, but it's true. Anyways, there's a couple cool interactions that I've learned, and there's a couple things that I figured out that I like doing and I don't like doing. So in the very first iteration of the deck, I had cards like Crucible of Worlds, Conduit of Worlds, different cards that allow me to play lands from my graveyard to the battlefield. We don't do that anymore. I took all those cards out because what I really want to do, I really want to dredge. So all those lands that are in my graveyard, I don't want to play them in my graveyard. I want to dredge them because of my commander, get them back to my hand, fill my graveyard with stuff, and then play the lands from my hand. So I think it's a pretty sound strategy. And there's a really cool interaction with the Necrobloom and the Gitrog monster. That's the main thing I really want to go over, because it could kind of be a win con. And also, it could just be a way to give you the most value you possibly can. So let's get into it. Once we untap our lands, the Gitrog monster says, during your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you sacrifice a land you control. The third ability says, whenever a land is put into the graveyard from anywhere, then you draw a card. As you can see, we sacrifice our forest. Once we sacrifice our forest, the Gitrog monster's third ability triggers and we draw a card. But instead of drawing, we're going to use the Necrobloom's ability and we're going to dredge too. We're going to choose the Takanuma from our graveyard. We're going to choose to dredge that. When we dredge that, if we hit another land, we can continue this cycle as long as you got another land. As long as a land comes up, you can keep this cycle going. So as you can see, that's a pretty cool interaction. Well, at least to me that is anyways. And as like I said, as long as a land keeps coming up in your dredge, you can keep drawing and dredging as a replacement effect. And so if you have like a card like Timberwatch Sower, I believe that's the name of the card. Let me double check for you. Sorry about that, guys. It's Turn Timber Sower. So if you have a Turn Timber Sower out, whenever a land enters the graveyard from anywhere, you create a plant. So you can just keep creating plants. If there's like a mix of lands and creatures, you can have a Sir Conrad out. When Sir Conrad is out, each opponent loses a life for each creature that's put into the graveyard or leaves the graveyard. You can do Gerard shenanigans and throw creatures like Apocalypse Demon equal to the amount of cards in your graveyard to make your opponents lose that much life. So there's a lot of different, avenues you can go. It all depends on, what you ultimately want to do. So like I said, my Moxfield guide, it's just a guide. It's just, what I like. There's cards that you may like better that you may want to add. All these cards are just cards that I've had on hand. I didn't go out and purchase any of the cards in the deck. I just happen to have all these cards. Could there be other better cards in there? Sure, but it's what I built. So yeah, moving forward, this is something I'm going to do more often. I'm trying to make all 33 colors in the spectrum of EDH commander decks. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start uploading them all to Moxfield as I build them, and I'm going to do these type of videos for each deck I build of each color. And like I said, I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you like the video, like it, subscribe for more content like this. And if you have any type of feedback, of course, I am always open to constructive criticism. You know me. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Until next time, peace.
Sitting in my room thinking, is it almost over? Will I die young or